Good morning. Well, after some thought and looking at some other designs on YouTube, I've come up with a solution to the overheating problem, which I think have solved it. My test runs prove that. And let me show you what I did. First thing I did was I bought a 12-volt fan to install in the case to suck in cooler air and to expel the hot air inside the case. Let's take a look at that. As you can see, I have the 12-volt van under here. I've wired it to the main input receptacle here. So when there's power to the unit, there's always power to the fan. Also, what I did was I have some 3M aluminum tape, and I was taped up the input side of the heater. This way it will keep any fumes that might accumulate on the inside, maybe from a linkage of the exhaust pipe. It'll keep that out of the unit. I also put a series of ventilation holes on the top of the unit for that hot air to escape. And let's look at the input side. Here's the area behind the fan where the outside air can go in and then expel out the top of the unit. If you recognize this, it's the hinged piece where the controller for the heater is. So because I have to put an on-off switch so I can turn the fan off and on, I needed to adapt this for a switch. So here I've got a 20 amp single pole switch here. It'll be placed here right next to the controller where I can have a master switch to turn all the power off. And to get this switch to come through this big block of wood, I had to bore out the back side so the switch will fit down inside it and come out the other side. See right there, and the switch coming out the other side. I've got my modifications done. Now that I have the fan inside heater in the box to bring in fresh air and keep the shell from overheating, I had to install a master switch here because you have to use the controller to turn off the heater because it has to run through its shutdown process. But then for me to shut off the fan, I have to turn off the master switch right there. So this one here provides electricity to the whole heater system, and this one is for controlling the heater to turn it on and turn it off and adjust the temperature. But once I shut the heater down and it's gone through its cool down stage and it's completely off, then I can turn this switch here and turn the internal fan off on the inside. So it's a success.